I found the phone on a crowded park bench during a strange blackout that hit only my part of the city. And even though people were all around me, no one else seemed to notice it vibrating. I picked it up, and the screen lit up instantly with a call from a restricted number. I do not know why I answered, but I did. The voice on the other end was distorted and calm, and it said it had been tracking the device long before I touched it. I laughed nervously and told them they had the wrong person. The voice responded by listing the exact route I had taken through the park, step by step. It even mentioned the moment I stopped to tie my shoe. My stomach dropped and I hung up immediately. The phone stayed warm in my hand like the call never really ended. I should have left it there. But instead I put it in my pocket and decided to return it. As I walked away, the phone buzzed again. This time it was not a call. It was a notification from a hidden folder I had not seen before. I opened it and found a gallery filled with photos taken just moments ago. The angles did not make sense. One photo showed the back of my head under a streetlight. Another showed me crossing the street from above. No one had been close enough to take them. My breathing became shallow as I scrolled further. Then I saw a live image updating every few seconds. It was me walking with the phone in my hand. I turned around quickly, but there was no one there. The street felt empty, in a way that did not feel normal. Then a message appeared on the screen. It said the owner was already nearby and coming to retrieve the device. I felt a sudden wave of panic. I stopped looking around and went straight home. I locked the door behind me and closed all the curtains. The blackout outside made everything feel wrong. It was too quiet. The phone rang again. I stared at it for a long time before answering. The same voice spoke, steady and patient. It told me I had made things more complicated by taking the device home. I demanded to know who they were. The voice ignored the question and said they were almost there. A few seconds later I heard an engine outside. It was too heavy to be a normal car. It stayed running like whoever was inside had no intention of leaving. Then came the knocking. Slow, rhythmic, and deliberate. I froze in the hallway and listened. The sound echoed through the house. It did not sound like someone asking to be let in. It sounded like someone who already knew I was there. I checked my smart door camera. The feed flickered and went black. After a moment, it came back. A hooded figure was standing at my door. They were holding something that distorted the image around them. The phone rang again in my hand. I answered, and the voice described exactly what I was doing. It told me where I was standing and how I was breathing. It said there was no point pretending I was not home. It claimed every connected device in my house was already under their control. Panic hit me hard. I tried to call emergency services. The call did not go through. The screen glitched and the same voice came back. It told me not to involve anyone else. The knocking continued with the same steady rhythm. Then suddenly it stopped. The silence felt worse than the noise. For a moment I thought they had left. Then I heard a faint mechanical sound from the door. It was a quiet clicking, like something working through the lock. I slowly backed away. The handle moved slightly. The phone buzzed again with a message. It said I still had time to cooperate. I did not understand what that meant. I shouted through the door and asked what they wanted. The voice answered from the phone and from outside at the same time. It said this was a test. My heart pounded as the lock gave way with a soft click. The door opened just a little. The figure stood there, still mostly hidden by the hood. They told me the device was a prototype. It was designed to see how quickly a stranger could be located and broken using connected systems. They said every reaction I had was expected. Every choice had been predicted. I asked how they knew so much about me. The figure tilted their head slightly. They said they did not need to know me before. The phone had already learned everything. They reached out their hand. Without thinking, I gave the device back. The moment it left my fingers, the tension in the air disappeared. The figure turned and walked away. They got into the vehicle and drove off into the dark street. I stood there for a long time. I tried to understand what had just happened. Eventually, the lights came back on and the blackout ended like nothing had happened. I told myself it was over. Then my own phone started ringing in the kitchen. I walked toward it slowly. The screen did not show a number. It showed a single message. "We are still watching.